Alright, almost finished the extension on the fire tube for the boiler. It was originally here, the input, and it was only that round. So now I've extended it 400 millimeters this way. I had to join pieces of metal together. I'm using scrap. I've cut a giant hole. It can actually take a fair bit of wood now. Or I can put this in there. I did chop that off for some other purpose a couple of years ago or more. I think when I did that Peltier I used part of that mesh as that, but I can weld it back in because I just got it down there now. So if I want to go pellets, I can probably use this basket to hold the pellets. So I'm going to use, this is an old welder I scrapped where I got the coils from that, for that generator part. These are the outsides, and that was the wire feed unit thing. This will be just the wood hopper, so I'm going to extend it up to that length there. I think that's like about 600 millimeters high, so I can take longer pieces of wood and probably have just a little plate on top of the lid. So I kept the front door and everything, just moved it off of that part there. I've left this flat. I can use a scraper to get the coals out. So hopefully having more wood, it's going to get hot. Hopefully it still works the same way. So I better get back to work. For the hopper construction, I'm just slitting some holes down these two panels. Going to cut this distance out of that and just weld it up through there or tack it. So it's minimum construction. It probably looks a bit like a Frankenstein effect, but it's only a prototype. I'm so glad I kept the panels. I found it hard to chuck away this good metal after scrapping the welder. Getting ready to tack it all up. Engineering chalk works well for marking out your lines for welding. Another little tip for filling up these holes in thin plate, a piece of copper as a backing, and you can just fill her up and flip it over, grind a bit and finish it off if you want. This piece of copper is like, I've had that for 30 years. It's from a generator out of a train. They have heaps of these strips in them. I got that like 30 years ago when I was 20. So I'll fill up the holes. I should have filled these holes up when I had the chance when it was flat. I've got a few holes to fill around the thing. There's 3 in each side there, 3 there, 4. There's 1 down there, 3 on that one, and 3 in here, and 2 on these ones. So I'll get to welding. Well, the beast is done. The modification took 10 hours all up. Probably take more if I think I need to weld all of these completely, but I don't think I do. A little bit of misalignment up there, but a grinder will fix that. And this section will pull out, so it's not actually attached to this piece. And it takes 900 millimeters of wood in length to the top of that, to the bottom somewhere in here. There's the fire pit bottom. So there we are. I extended it by 400, made a larger feed unit. Just need a plate of steel for the lid. If it needs a lid, maybe all the air can just go down there. If it's not too much, I can shut these off so they won't draw. If I don't, well, they'll probably draw a little bit, and there's little gaps around there, down in there. I've fixed most of the holes. They were a pain in the ass. That one will do. And repaired them. Well, that's going to smell a bit when it burns. All that paint's going to just burn off. It's powder coat, I think, too. What do we got down in there? Oh, I forgot that hole. Oh well. That could be a breather hole for now. I don't want to weld that up now. See how it goes anyway before I do anything else. It's pretty sturdy. It's not going to fall out. The whole thing wobbles. I'm probably going to have trouble getting it out. Made those a bit tight. Those pieces. But it's probably doable. I can give it a grind, maybe with the grinder later, just to open those sections up. Plus I'm using the arc welder, so it's pretty thin material. It's like 2mm. And size of the rods, that's it. Alright, so gotta put it back together. I also gotta weld up one of my pipes because I went out on the ground and split that one. See that crack? May not have even welded it properly there. I think I didn't weld it properly. So other than that, it will be ready to go. Okay, that piece of offcut, I should say, offset. We'll make a perfect lid for it. I'll just leave it on there like that, put a brick on it maybe if it needs anything. Or just leave it, or it doesn't need it. One of the two. So, that's finished. That's inside the cage. Okay, I've got this Stator put into its little case. I just made some wood, some perspex, siliconed it together. These are the tails of the coils. There's 9 coils. We have one phase is the green ones, second phase is the blue ones, and black as the third phase. And as you can see, there's a north facing magnet in the green one, north facing magnet in the green one, and one in the green one there, and it oscillates through that. So I can I did it like this so I can set them up with some cable. If I bridge all of these, it would be in the star configuration, so that would be a neutral. I'm not sure if you need to connect the neutral to the bridge rectifier or just the 3 points, or I need a 4-wire bridge rectifier, or if I connect it to the head and the tail. That's why I made these longer. I can make it the delta setup. So I have these are really old, from I don't know, at least 5 years or more ago. N52s. They're 20 by 10 by 50. There's 12 magnets. Yep, 12 magnets on each disc. There's 2 discs. I'm also not sure if you need north to north with the opposing or south to north. So I can try 2 figurations, which will work better. I'm pretty sure it's going to be north to north. So set it up. The spindle in that, I cast that with my very first, when I made that, was a charcoal furnace before I converted it over to gas. I melted some aluminium and poured it, and then got it machined. So it came out pretty good. No gaps or anything horrible in it. So that was one of my first castings. I did it in sand. So I had a bit of tube, made the mould, pulled the tube out, put the lid on and poured. So I'm going to set this up. I'm not sure, it was 3 wire. The wire's pretty thick, so the wire might be too thick. I think there's 100 turns, can't really remember, like 5 years ago on each one of them. They do, for a set of 3 coils, it's 8 ohms across it on each one of them, so based on that and the speed of the magnets. So I'm going to set it up now. Weighing in the discs, these are the 2 spare discs. We're nearly 20 pounds, actually we are 20 pounds, we're about just under 10 kilos of weight for those, so the steam boiler can drive 10 kilos plus the shaft and the little fan blade, which wouldn't be much. So I'm going to weigh those as well. That will be accumulated weight, so like there's a flywheel. I'll just set them up. Okay, so we're going to have 40 pounds. We're going to have 20 kilos just about. That it's probably like 19 or 18 kilos of weight spinning around on the back of that thing. Oh. Okay, alrighty, it just fits in there. We have about 2 mil clearance either side. I can feel it cogging actually, because you look at this, it used to spin for ages and now it stalls. So I just have threaded bar, 4 points, and just adjust it until you get it level. So it could still destroy itself when it starts running. Just did that on that. Out. Stupid fucking thing. Yeah, it's just a scrape. Oh. Yeah, it's fun. Ow. Yes, don't have a roller thing with your bare hand. I got screws hanging out everywhere. Well, that's a bolt. That's enough to rip my finger. So I'll connect up the wires and see what we get doing it with that. So, still cogging. There may not be enough force to spin that, because that feels around about the same as that wind turbine did. And so with a wind turbine you need like a metre long blade to move it. So we still may be in the same boat. Also, I think I made it north and south because of the holes. I can't align it. I was only questioning that because last night I was watching a video on it to refresh myself, and someone said they were getting a better result when it was north and north on their magnets, but then it probably won't flow. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Rightio, got it set up in star. It's bridge rectified, DC voltage. Oh, wow, how am I going to do this? Got a bit of cogging. I can get it to 2 something volts with a good shove. And for amperage, I think I got it to 1 amp. It's on the 10 amp range now. It actually has a bit of force. 600. There's 1 amp. Well, think it's going to be like the wind generator I had on it, because look, it takes actually a bit of force to pull that through to make 100 milliamps. Well, we'll see. So I think Wednesday I might be able to give the beast a burn. I think we need more than 10 to 15 psi to push this thing around. Yeah, indeed, it does take a bit of force. So having no cores in there, still cogging. Now I know why there's no end results on any of these generators when they connect them up. They have the building process, but I can't find one running where it's got the power output. Rightio. So these are the tail ones, these are the head ones. I've got the first one connected to the tail of the second one. Got the second one connected to the tail of the third one, and the third one connected to the first tail. So I think that's in delta, and I'm surprised the torque is less. Can easily spin that up. It's on the 10 amp range. And for the voltage, we get 3 volts rectified. Oh. 3.2. Much easier to spin, so I'm not sure if I got it connected right, or did I have the other one connected wrong. So that seems like I'll keep it in that configuration. Seems to be better. That actually spins a bit longer. Back to the amperage again. Right, we got 1.3 then. That's like a short circuit though, but still. Interesting. So I'll check these out again, see if they are correct, because it's supposed to form a triangle with the coils. I guess your head, tail, and head, tail. Now I have to clarify something. When I said about the 8 ohms for the coils, it was 0.8 ohms for the 3 coils each. 8 ohms would be like a really long amount of wire. So sorry about that, I forgot the decimal point. Alright, back today to test the turbine and the steam generator with the new modifications. So we're in the delta still setup. Got the 3 wires coming out to the rectifier. Got some meters to check power. I'll just short circuit them. Going to test the motor controller for the water pump. The existing water pump was only good to fill it up when it's cold, due to the fact that time the steam's dry here, the level is right out down to here, and then once it starts filling up, it's going to flood the boiler and make it too cold to even worry about working. So that will just be used to initially fill up the thing. So for a test, I'll just have it looped out to there. So we're going to test 25% water flow, providing I got the thing connected rightly. Maybe no water flow yet. I wonder if I got the arrow right. Yes. I'll increase the speed for a while. Oh yeah, alright. So that's, what is that? 54% is that much. Had to seed the pump though, I guess. Alright, turn it down. We're at 35%. I was guessing about 20–25%. So that's 25% water. Probably be less than that. There, 19%. Oh no, 17%. It's flashing. So we'll try 17%. So I'll connect that hose back up, connect the original one up, fill the tank. I've just finished cutting wood. Have some hardwood there, some old fence rails, and some pine. I got another pine pallet over that way. Right, filling up the tank. I think all the leaks have stopped now. I've fixed them all. Had to re-weld this. I used the larger shifter spanner to fix the leaks. Alright, we're full. So it didn't take long. Oh, I hear a leak. Oh, it's this one. This one was a dicky one. It had a 2-sleeve thing, and I think it's misaligned a bit and then doesn't tighten up properly. And we can live with that little leak, I think. It may expand and stop leaking. The main leak the last time was right down there and it was a much faster leak. This is just a drip for now. Had to be an odd one. Alright, I'm gonna have some lunch and then get back and start the fire. It's really warm actually today. It's like 20 degrees C. Looks like I'm going to have to change the way that's designed, because extending it like that, it doesn't draw it into the rocket stove, so that's wrecked it pretty much. And when you shut this one, it creates a, I don't know if you can see in there, a fire that goes down. Seems to be drawing there now, but it's not very hard. It's getting too much from the opening. But every now and then it seems to shoot down that way. Maybe it's just too cold at the moment, but the force of the flames were a bit more roary last time. You could hear them. Looks like it is drawing now. When I added some more wood, blocked it off. Starting to boil some water out. Might have to trickle some in. That's 17% pump rate. I just turned it off. So some fire is coming up, so I'll put that little lid on. Maybe it just needed a bit more warmth in the fire. I've only just lit it. Sounds more roary. See how it goes. I'll keep it going. I think it's just starting to make steam. I'll turn the pump on, 17%. And if it starts, I'll stop it. I know there's more smoke coming out here now. The fire might have died out. I don't know. Seems like it wants to all come out there. Oh, that was backdrafting. Maybe I'll put something here. The water pump's been on for 20 minutes at 20%, and it started off at 10 psi and it's been going up slightly. So it might be working, but not too well. I've got a temperature reading on the top, should be like 200. It was 200 with the old style. Okay, so that does actually get it hotter. Or 140 this time instead of 100. I mean, we're 240 instead of 200. Yeah, something like that. But just over the 15 isn't enough to turn this. Well, the angle's wrong. I just put my glove on. Way more, might need 20, 30. I haven't needed to tend the fire as much, but if I do, nothing seems to go up at the moment. I might put some more wood in. Increase the water flow to 22%. Looks like they're dropping down now. I'll back it off. Turned off the water. Turn it back on. I'll drop it down, 17 again. I'll poke the fire. Now you can see the hose moving, the pump's working, unless it's just oscillating. Maybe you have to increase the pressure. From 20%, 21. I'll keep it there for a half hour on 22. Or until that drops. It's dropping in pressure. Keep it at 20. Okay, the motor speed's been on 50% for about a minute and we haven't had any change. It seems to be lowering. Alright, let's stop it. Yeah, that's probably too much water. Alright, I'll back that off. That was 50, so we might go 30. Oops, filled it up too much. That was going good too, it's constant 10. I took the top off and added that extra piece. And we seem to get a pretty heavy draw now. That's starting to boil it again with just those pieces. So, it could need to be that extra bit to make something like that work. And this needs to be redesigned. I need a big solid piece of brass or something that I can drill into there and weld those two pipes in. Make a T-section. Because it's still leaking down in there, and it's leaking from there. That's the only leaks. So without that on top of there, that doesn't draw the lid off. So good. So extending all of this, put it out of proportion. I could add extra water pipe and another cylinder upside down on it, perhaps. There, I could cut this where it goes into the steam pipes, put it in there, have another coil, then attach it out here back to the steam pipe, and then that can be the half water level fill, and then we have a buffer area of all of this which can hold water or steam. I have another one of these. I could just chop it to yay high and drop it straight in. Something to think about maybe. If you get the right proportions, it should suck better. Having all that extra wood as well, because it did reach 240, and that's when it was running around 15 to 19 psi. Still not enough to move that. So before, with just the two things, that was around about 9 kilos. So 10 to 15 psi can move 9 kilos, but not 19 kilos plus cogging. You can hear it hissing away through this. Still drawing it in pretty good. So I might do that before I change anything. Okay, I've decided to replace the spark plug T-piece with my own version. I'm gonna bore a hole down the center of both pieces, make a T. That's gonna be fully welded. The hole's larger than that little piece there, so it will be totally welded. Going to weld one end of that pipe into that, and have a little piece of pipe coming out of there with a union joint on the end of that, and that should solve the leaking problem there. You don't really need the spark plug, you just need a little plug, because you can pull the plug out, fill it up until water comes out of there, and then the boiler would be full. So that spark plug is actually a M14 by 1.25 thread pitch. Alright, I've got the new T-piece installed. I've welded it to that outer piece, which connects to the water pipe in there, and the other end goes to the steam collection. Got the 14mm tap done. Just have the silicone around there, just keep the air out. That should be alright now. I'm not gonna do any pipes in this next cylinder, that one there, which goes up here. I've cut that for now at the right height, so it will be up here, sitting on top. And if this all works properly at this, with that all in there, and this may have to still modify in here, this might be too large, so if it draws properly with the extension on it, I can probably put the next lot of tubes in maybe. I have some old pipe laying around I can use, just enough probably, or whatever it is will be enough. So I'd just do what I did with this bottom piece, with that top piece, and then just tap in through here from there into that one, and this one here would just come back up around to the top somewhere. So hopefully we get our draw back and it starts performing like a rocket stove again, instead of all the flames coming out up here. It's a dirty business in there. Okay, getting ready to test out the extension. Hopefully this extension here on the chimney allows for the proper draft amount for a box this size. Have the new T-piece set up in there. It's just connected in through here now. I can get to that easier. I think the leaks are done. We'll fill it up. I've got a flow meter so we can check the flow rate as we're going, so we're not guessing if there's water going in. We should be able to see this thing spin. So I'm using the original feeder just to pump the initial amount of water. It's got to suck it up yet. Alright, we should be starting to flow. Okay, we're flowing. Oh, hang on. Oops. Got to connect the other lead. Wait up. This one, or it won't turn off. Alright, I'll just do that and I'll get back. Okay, try again. Oh. I think it's full. This ain't working for some reason. I wonder what's wrong with that. The connection. Damn. Alright. Bad start. Get rid of that feeder. Should just have a pull that off and just see the water come out. Alright, I'll chop some wood, put that lid on, and get ready. Well, before I get into the start lighting the boiler, this is a 5-cylinder rotary engine, which is air driven, so you could drive it with steam as well. I'm thinking of building this little beauty. This one's only like that big. I've got the plans for it. I might scale it up to, since I don't have a milling machine to mill the inside of the pistons, they're only like about 9mm. This is tiny. This is a model, working model though. Chainsaw pistons. I might use chainsaw pistons. You can pick them up for $12 each. Need 5 of them. And then I was thinking about the whole whippersnipper head and everything maybe. But I think I can use the chainsaw pistons and machine up some cylinders for them and some cylinder heads and make it. Chainsaw piston is 37mm in diameter, so it's around about that. And just make the conrods, because you need this conrod. Is the #1 piston conrod. It's the control conrod, and the slave ones all bolt off of this. Same principle with more cylinders as well. You just have more of these. So this is a summer project though, maybe. See how I go. Yeah, other than that, I'm ready to set fire to the boiler. I'm just cooling down after chopping some wood. I've seen a radial one on YouTube. I might put the link if I can remember where to find it. They were using 25 meters of 6mm stainless coiled pipe for each cylinder. They had 5 cylinders too. So, and they were pulling out some RPMs with just 25 meters of stainless tubing for their boiler. That was per cylinder though. So maybe interesting. This the whole cylinder thing rotates, and the center axle shaft is fixed to a bulkhead or whatever you want to fix it to. Airplane motors from World War II and stuff. World War I, sorry. Maybe. Interesting. I don't think the plans are really complete. Like, we're missing the sizes here and here. Well, I can work that out, I guess. He's given a radius for the circle. I guess you just do the circle, draw a hex pentagon in there, and that's your size. So probably enough. I have to study the plans more. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Okay, starting to burn. Don't know if it's working yet. Seems to want to blow out the top still. And down the bottom. Just open that and see what happens. Shut this one. Keep that one open. See, when I shut that one, flames drop out the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like it's going up. I think the boiler doesn't like it. That's right. I've sort of going out the chimney now. I'll give it a while, see what happens. I'll get back. They sort of look like they're going that way. They look like they're going up there. Okay, slightly better run with the hopper off it. Get down here. It actually goes down there this time. but it still doesn't seem to be hot. But it's only been burning for around about, I don't know, half an hour I think. Seems to work better with this one off, with the bottom one closed. Flames tend to move up, I think, more. Any difference? Yeah, there's more turbulence. See where it goes in the back. Kind of blocking the whole thing up. Might benefit from a flat plate right there going all the way in so it doesn't come down. See the fire going down there? Okay, we've been running for an hour. I've used the blower here to increase its heat. But we need like 200 here, 240. So since it's working like that, I may put the other lid back on when it cools down a bit. And the water inlet's like that. Speed. I think it's 31%. I can slow it down now, the pressure's dropping. The pressure drops. With the blower it can go right up to about 30. I'll get that going and show you. Hooking up the blower. Drop that idle. It's too fierce for it. I've got the water pump on. Right at the backdraft. Almost at 40 psi. So I'll let that die out and pull the top off and put that one back on and give it a run with this lower hopper. Because they're dropping out of steam now. And I've got the pump on, might be overfilling it. Almost 30 psi, 25. It's actually hotter than it used to be. 240 at the top, 250. 300 there. It used to only just barely get to 218. I've been pumping the water manually because I think the vertical steam pipes are full of water. We have to get that out of there first for it to function good. But so far I've been able to hold this pressure for a half hour. So we actually increased our pressure from the last one by lowering the firebox. Takes a bit of wood there. Much hotter. Okay, been holding that for another hour, just under 20. I just got some wood and knocked out the fire a bit, overfilled the tank. So it's going to increase in a minute. Still issues with the water. It'd be good to have a sight glass. Just added some more water. I'll turn the pump to maximum now. I only do it every now and then. Still hit and miss. I think I've filled it overfilled it a few times. But consumes a bit of wood. And it seems to work like that, but it does keep hotter. Probably about 200 and something. That's 220. So much hotter than before. 526 there. Depends where we float it. I might start winding it down. It's running out of something. I'll try the water. The water level. I might have a spike. Could be a bit blocked down there. That's a bit tight. I can feel the heat from here. I was about a metre away. No, I think we got too much water. Yeah, definitely overfilled. It's still in the water. We're still holding our 10 psi, easy. But we want to be higher. Okay, that looks like it's wrapped up the boiler for this season. Because there's not much point running it again. It's only got that one coil and some steam pipes. I don't really like the vertical steam pipes because if you overfill it, they fill up with water and it takes a while to get that water out of there. And it also cools the steam down. One thing, I was looking at prices of copper and stuff. Copper brake line for cars. You could probably fit a few coils in there, pancake coils, but it's only like 4mm in diameter. So I might see if I can save up for next winter, and I might replace that copper with a heap of 4mm copper pipe and get rid of this stuff, and I'll use the existing round copper as the storage for the steam and see how that goes. So it did perform a bit better with that setup on it. We could probably go half of that firebox and be done with it, and maybe move it back to closer to that area. Definitely needs insulation to keep that area warm. That held up pretty well. I don't like the idea of the spark plug. That's not really, that was a YouTube thing. That was like misleading, I think. That would never work. Only works for priming the cell or priming the water to the first level, and that's it. You can do the same with just a plug. Wait for the water to come out there, plug it back up and be done with it. So it's sort of supposed to, for a mono tube, is monitor the steam temperature, the water temperature, and get a gradient in between those somehow, and turn the water pump on like that. So I have seen them on YouTube with the 4mm, and they're only using 25 meters per cylinder, so they have a 5-cylinder machine, so it's got 5 lots of 25s feeding each one, and they're saying it works. I'll see if I can find the link and post it at the end of this video. So other than that, to use the larger copper pipe, you'd have to, this inner one would have to be the size of that outer one, and then you need an outer one and a fire chamber equally as big as this cylinder. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put the smaller tubes in maybe, but that's a few years away. So putting this one to rest for a while. So I hope you like that. Couldn't get that to run. It needs more than 10-20 psi to push that with that much weight plus the generator. I might hook up a DC motor here to see how much the output of the generator is on a later video. So rocket stoves are good, yes, and it's probably workable as a steam boiler. Not in its current form, it doesn't really have enough copper there to do that. So thanks for watching, hope you liked it.